teacher, and I really love your class.
Let me record this. Like,
so sweet, Annika. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice to hear.
it's 3:30 a.m. right now in Toronto. I stayed up for this. Yeah.
thank you very
You
much.
got up early in the morning. Poor you. Oh, I'm very honored.
Yeah, I actually have school. I have school
Well
next. I have school in like 4 hours.
I'm gonna go back to bed after this. Goodness. Hey, there's
Yeah, I
Eunice.
will.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
How are you? That's
Having
nice.
summer.
Yeah, you're having a good summer, so you should.
Yeah.
Right, I'm getting told my internet connection's unstable. That's never good. Anyway, it should be all right. Oh God, what happened? Oh, that's better. All right. So
Maybe while we are waiting, let's start the live chat with some background questions. Okay.
sure.
Oh, by the way, thank you everyone for joining today's live chat. It's sad to hear that Mr. Morris is leaving South Island School after 28 years of teaching. And I guess all of you have a lot of questions for him. Felix joining. Let's start today's live chat with some background questions, also to give some time for people to join. And then I'll leave the chat room open for your questions. I'll also record this live chat, and I'll put this up on ESF Connect afterwards, so that for those who cannot join today can still see the video
moment,
afterwards.
Eva, I can't really hear you. You're not very clear to me.
Really? Is this better?
Andy, is it because your microphone's a bit low, or is it because I can hear?
Maybe it's the internet connection. I don't know. It's better now, but let's try.
Is it? If you cannot hear me, just in case, I'll just type the questions in the chat box. Hope
Okay, sure.
better. So chat box.
Hi, Felix. How are you?
So the
Howard?
first question,
Right, okay.
can you tell us about your background? How and why did you end up teaching at South Island School?
Yeah, okay. Get on the chat question. Yeah, so it's asked me about my background and how I ended up teaching at South Island School. So you can all hear me okay? That's good.
Yeah.
So I used to work in the UK, in the part of the UK near a town called Bristol, and I really enjoyed it there. And I've did about 11 years teaching in a school. Actually, it's the school, if you remember Mr. Silverthorne, it's the school that he later became the principal of. So I wasn't there at the same time, but it was a lovely school in England. But I thought I was enjoying it too much. It was just a bit too comfortable, and I thought I'd stay there forever. So at the time, I had my brother worked in Hong Kong as a lawyer, so he knew a little bit about Hong Kong and said, "Hey, Andy, why don't you go to Hong Kong? It's so good." But it was a big step for me. But then I had another teacher come to my school who had worked at Island School and told me that the students were very nice in Hong Kong and that you could do lots of exciting adventures and traveling and things like that. So that's why I had a go at applying for a biology job in Hong Kong. And then I saw that in the time that they did field trips to Borneo, and I thought that was amazing because I thought the only person who ever went to Borneo was Sir David Attenborough. So I thought that'd be really cool to end up going to Borneo, and I did. I went to Borneo. I've been to Borneo lots of times, in fact, through the school. So that's how I ended up here 28 and a half years ago. Oh, well, I only came for 2 years though, so I don't know what happened. Which years, what did I teach at SIS? So usually I taught children, but I know what you mean. What I taught at SIS was kind of mainly biology, with a little bit of science, so always with the younger students. That's Thanik, I can see you there, so I would have taught you science. So you probably knew that I was pretty comfortable when I was teaching you biology, but a bit more nervous when I was doing physics and chemistry because they weren't my specialisms. But so it's definitely biology and science. And then nowadays, in the last sort of 10 or more years, I would also claim to be an outdoor education teacher, because I've obviously done like HKAYP and that sort of thing as well. And I think that's really important. So those are the main things I've taught. Have I taught anything different? I think I've done odd things here and there, like general studies once in a while, but those are the main things that I've taught while I've been here. And I've obviously been teaching here between, I started in 1993, which is, well, I won't embarrass any of you by asking you when you were born, but certainly for most of the students, it's way before any of them were born. So there we go. So a long time ago, all the way through to now. And so 28 and a half years, long time.
So, what's the misconception from students about you? Like, are you a
Yeah,
very
this is
serious
this is
teacher?
hard. Oh, I don't think I'm a very serious teacher. Hopefully most of these guys will remember me for my bad sense of humor and my dad jokes and my puns and things like that. So common misconception, I don't know, I kind of, I always think people probably think I'm a little bit, obviously I'm an old guy, but maybe you don't think I'm as old as I am. So maybe you think I'm a little bit, I often joke about my age and make fun with that, but obviously I'm not as young as I look, which is why I'm leaving ESF, because I've had too many birthdays, unfortunately. And also I figure that people probably don't think I'm very fit, and I consider myself to be quite fit. You know, I'm always running up mountains or playing badminton and stuff like that. So that's maybe a misconception. That was the hardest question you gave me, I think. So a tough one.
So any memorable moment at South Island School?
Well, I think there's lots and lots of memorable moments of things that happen, but maybe most of them are not in your class because you have so many classes, it's difficult. Individual moments. I do remember, I often tell the story about when we used to get some students to do little seminars on things in biology, and this particular time was about biotechnology. They had to do some talks on biotechnology, and this guy, it was an afternoon lesson, and this person turned up into my class with like a guitar and an amplifier and all sorts of things, and he performed a rather good song about soy sauce, I think it was, or something like that. So that was that sort of thing was quite memorable. I mean, I love it when the students are creative and things like that. I mean, little things like I've got Eunice there, just when Eunice showed me her notes for her biology or a chemistry or a revision notes, that's just amazing, the kind of the quality that goes into that. Obviously, lots of my on the trips and the outside, the bits that are outside school, the field trips and the adventure. So, you know, I do the AYP, and again, I remember a long time ago, some students were at a campsite in the New Territories in the dark, and one student actually managed to pour boiling hot water over her knee, which was a bit unfortunate. But there's nothing nice about pouring hot water over your knee, but the good thing about this was her group were just amazing. They just kind of took her straight to the washrooms, and even before I knew about it, they'd been pouring cold water over a knee for about sort of 10 or 15 minutes, which is exactly what you should do for a burn, rather than running to me and saying, what do we do? What do we do? Just that kind of, that team. And we always have a super group in AYP every year. And this was, of course, the super group that did really, really well. So that was, you know, that was a tough incident in some ways because somebody got hurt, but it was great to see how everybody got together. So many adventures on the various trips and things like that. You ought to ask my students what the memorable moments are in biology, but hopefully biology has been fun. But I don't know what's memorable for them. It's probably dissecting eyeballs or doing the heart or stuff like that. Don't know.
Any sharing from you guys? Or is there any memorable students or staff?
Oh, well, of course, all the ones who've joined my Zoom now are always all very memorable. Okay. So you also think, you know, why do you remember students? You either remember them because they're very, very good students, or because they're very, very naughty students or bad students. So you have to remember, you know, you guys can work out which the reasons are. So lots of memorable students. I mean, obviously, I was trying to work out the number of students that I've taught in 28 years, and I kind of did a rough calculation of something like 2,000 or maybe 3,000.
Wow.
It's quite a lot. So it's no wonder when one of them comes up to you on the street and says, do you remember me? And I go, well, I remember your face, but you have to help me. You have to help me on your name.
That's sad.
So yeah, and then some of the students stay in touch. So obviously you can remember the ones that stay in touch. I mean, some of them are now the ones that I used to teach 28 years ago, and now in their 40s, so they're not my students, they're my friends, and they've just about got used to not calling me Mr. Press. They sometimes can brave enough to call me Andy as well, which is brilliant. So that's good. Some of them have come to be teachers in the school, so there's all sorts of things like that. But you know, there are so many great students, and some of them are in this meeting here as well. I won't embarrass people by telling them, but I don't have favourites. Well, I do, but I won't tell anybody. But there are some great students who do so much. They go on to do great things, and they're really good people. You know, they're not just good at biology, but they're good at looking after each other and being kind to people. I think that's really important. And staff-wise, of course, there are many memorable staff. I worked for a very, very long time with my head of biology, head of science, who was called Mrs. Cowland, and she's still a good friend of mine. She left school about 4 or 5 years ago, but still a great friend. Mrs. Williams. You know, the nice thing about what I do is I don't just see these people in school, but I'm out on hiking the hills or going on a foreign trip or traveling somewhere like that. So that is really nice. So all the staff in the science are memorable, and they're all a really good bunch of people as well. You know, both they take their jobs really, really seriously. So they honestly do the best for you in science, but they're all fantastic to have on a tough, challenging trip, or they're also, if you're out on a social, they're a very good company. So all very nice staff and students at SIS. Very sad to leave. All right, so there we go.
Then what's your favorite place at Southislandschool?
Ooh, my favorite place. Oh, that's tough.
Canteen.
I mean, I have to think my classroom. Do I like my classroom? I will miss my classroom because I've been in it since like 28 years. So I've never changed classroom. But it's probably not my favorite place. I like the atrium balcony. I think that's really nice in the right kind of weather when it's not too hot to sit out there and have lunch is good. I think the space has nice places. I enjoy the sports hall because that's when every Wednesday I go to the sports room and I play badminton. So that's a lot of fun for me. The science office, I've spent a lot of time in having chats with the science teachers about you lot usually. All right, so that's lots of fun as well. But favorite place? Yeah, probably the atrium balcony. I have to go around next week and take some pictures of my favorite places. So if anyone wants to come and be the official photographer, feel free. Not you, Thanik, because it's a long way to come from Toronto and you can't do the quarantine. Yeah.
That's most of the questions from me. So any questions from you guys? Like, where is he going?
Yeah, where are you going, Mr. Morris? Like after this, like, do you plan on retiring?
I've told Eva that I've kept that big secret, but I think I told.
Oh,
I think I might have told Eunice. Did I tell you once? I think I might have told you. So I'm supposed to be going to Taiwan in about a month's time, probably, and I'm working at a school in Taiwan. It's called the European School, but everything in the pandemic is traveling's a little bit difficult. So I don't know if I'm going to get there. I think I will get there eventually, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get them there. It's supposed to be about the middle of July when I'm meant to be starting, which is about literally 1 month away or a bit less. So that's where I'm going. And but the nice thing about Taiwan is it's not too far away from Hong Kong, so I'll definitely be back to visit SIS, and also after I finish in Taiwan, I'd quite like to live in Hong Kong for a little while as well before I kind of maybe relocate to the UK. And the reason I'm still working is because my son is 19. Some of you might know him, Simon. He's got to go through university, and that's super expensive. So I'm sure you lot are going to be super grateful to your mums and dads as well for funding you. So.
Any other questions?
Oh, it's like being in a normal Zoom lesson, isn't it? When we ask for questions, it's like there's silence everywhere. Don't be shy. It's only a very small class, this one.
Yeah, before he leaves.
I was wondering, like, how. Well, actually, can I ask about like my friend Leon? Like, how's he like in class? Is he like, what do you call it? Disrupt the class a lot or something like that?
Is he what?
Does he disrupt the class a lot? And like,
No,
is he
I
like?
can't really talk about the students in this meeting. It's not the right point. But he's in my year 12 class, and my year 12 class is it's a really nice class, and he is a member of that. So he's a good student, works hard, wants to do well. So you don't need to worry about him. Okay, he'll do okay.
And also, I forgot to thank you about giving me the opportunity to plant the trees. I remember you gave me like connections to a guy who helped me plant trees for my
Oh, Nelson.
inter-D assignment. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
Mr. Melson was quite funny because everybody thinks, some of you know Mr. Melson, everybody thinks that Mr. Melson is my brother. Like
I know. I thought it was your brother for a second. I was like, oh, okay, wow, your brother came here
That's
too.
right.
or something.
Now I've had this haircut because this is nothing like Mr. Melson, but when it's a bit wild, then I do look a bit, we do look a bit like each other. So actually, I'll find a picture on my phone while you're just working out the next question. I took one the other day. Right, do carry on. Yeah, no, you're welcome. That's nice. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, Mr. Melson's a guy who really cares about the environment. So it's good that you can do things with him.
But also, Ariel says hi.
So,
If you remember her.
That's Mr. Melson.
All right. Yeah.
Right? So don't look a bit like brothers, right?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Because I haven't had the haircut actually. That was recent. Had my haircut especially for this interview. So right. Anything else? Eunice, who are you with? Who are you sitting with? You should know. Who's with you? I should know.
Do not remember my name.
Well, no, because you're supposed to be on separate screens. I have your name, so I shouldn't do that. You can help me out.
I'm Hope.
Are you in my class?
Yeah, I went to your
You were only in the class for a little while.
enrichment.
You're in that revision.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah. All right. Okay. Right. Excellent. Well, nice to see you. Anyway, yeah, that's what I mean, because I would never forget Eunice, and I won't forget you.
Thank you.
Ali. I hope I won't forget you. You need to have faith in me, right? Oh well, never mind. Let's not get there. How are you, Toby? All right? Oh,
Yeah,
you're traveling. Are you on the school bus?
Yeah. One thing I want to say is not a question, but thank you so much for CAS. The CAS, there's so many
For what?
opportunities for CAS. Like for CAS, right? For IB.
Most people think CAS is well, not the people who are here, but lots of people find CAS lots of hard work. It's a headache for them, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. It should be enjoyable.
Because it's really helped me grow, and it's given me the courage to speak in my TED talk. Like it's like I spoke about how my past really affected me. Got bullied in primary school, but I've grown from it a lot. I've grown from it since, and it's really inspired me to speak about my experiences and how like teachers and my friends have all helped me and support me throughout this time.
That's good news.
So like if you watch my TED talk, like TEDx TSIS 2021, yeah, you'll find it.
Okay. It's actually, send me a link to that and I'll try and have a look to that. That sounds good.
No self-plugging,
yeah.
Toby. No self-plugging.
Right. Anything else?
Wait, I have something to add. You know how when we were in IGCSE, you always talked about alleles, but then you would use an Italian accent and say alleles. And now I can't get rid of that in my head, and I even said that in psychology,
and everyone
was laughing.
Okay. And what would you like me to do about that?
I can't erase that from my memory anymore.
Can't really unsay it. And probably nowadays in ESF, we're probably not allowed to teach in Italian accents anyway, because it used to be fun at the time. But now everything's got to be a little bit politically correct, right? So.
Yeah.
You mean Ali? They're like that, yes? You're still thinking, well, that's right, because every time you say that, you will remember me, so that's good.
Yes.
And now you say that every time I say it, I'll remember you and I'll remember Hope as well. So there we are.
Oh, so sweet.
Hi, Mr. Morris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember me? So I guess I'm the oldest student here.
Yeah, Felix. How about you?
Yeah. So I'm graduated in 2008.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks for coming back. Fantastic.
Yeah.
What are you up to now? You went off to do something.
So yeah, I end up studying biology at Imperial College.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, and then I did a PhD in University of Exeter.
Oh, I love Exeter. That's good.
Yeah, it's not too far from Bristol. Yeah.
I used to live in Somerset. I was born in Somerset. I used to go to school in Somerset.
Oh, I see. Yeah. yeah, and now I'm back in Hong Kong at CUHK, the Chinese University. I'm doing postdoc.
In biology?
In kind of like ecology.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, not so many people go off to study biology, and even the ones that do,
Yeah.
often when you see them later on, they say, "Oh, yeah, I did biology, but now I'm into law, I'm into finance, or I'm into this." So it's really nice to have somebody that's stuck with biology. So that's really good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah, well,
my brother was actually working at Chinese U. He was in the law department there, so you probably wouldn't have seen him.
oh, right. I see. Yeah.
So there are a few lucky students that get taught by me and then go and do law and then get taught by my actual brother, my real brother, as opposed to the one that looks like me. That's great. So nice to see you. Postdoc.
Yeah.
So you're now Dr. Lung. Well,
yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah.
And you're lecturing
Thanks.
there as well?
Yeah.
I must
No,
look
yeah,
you up.
but yeah. Yeah, I'm just well,
Right.
writing.
I can't really hear you now. You're kind of broken up a little bit.
Oh, so what I do is to do research and then write up papers and publish them. So yeah. So it's just mainly research instead of teaching. Yeah.
That's great. What is your ecology specialism?
Yeah, so I'm looking at how air pollutions affect like plants growth.
Oh,
yeah, so using some models and doing experiments as well.
Excellent, that's great, fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're also lecturing there and stuff like that. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Excellent.
kind of lecturing. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, thanks for your teaching, and it's very inspiring.
Good.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Well, thanks for coming. That's interesting to know that. I'll share that with Mrs. Williams, and she might be in contact with you because she's crazy about ecology. Anyway, so.
Oh, really?
I like ecology too, but
yeah. So I do a lot of research on climate change as well. Actually, in CUHK, there's a museum of climate change.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
No, yeah, so it worth take a visit.
All right, we'll try and build that into my remaining 23 days left in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Any other questions? If no, that's one last question for me. Mr. Morris, what would you say to the graduating and graduate students?
Well, I think most of you are here kind of appreciated your time at SIS. So I'd just say, remember your time at SIS fondly, which is what I'll do, and remember all the people and the friends that you met and your teachers. Cherish your time here and just go through life and do great things and just be kind to everybody, really. I think that's what I'd say. And any of you want to, I'd love to stay in touch with you. So it's really nice to see you all today. So just drop me a line before I leave ESF and I'll give you another email that you can keep up to date with me with and let me know how you're getting on. Because I'm sure you're all going to do great things in your lives. And some of you have done very exciting things already. So well done. Okay. But yeah, it's been great. I've loved working here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, everyone, for your time.
Yeah, it's nice to see you all. I'm sorry, Hope, I didn't recognize you and yeah, actually most of the others. Toby, when did you leave? You're still here, aren't you?
Yeah, I moved. I'm in year 12 actually. Yeah.
You're in year 12. Right. Yeah.
I'm leave, so like.
You haven't left yet. You're still here, right?
I'm still here. Yeah, I've got one more year left.
Okay, that's good. Okay, because I thought this was advertised to all my current students. I thought they'd be turning up and asking why I'd given them a not such a good PCC as they'd wanted and things like that. So luckily, they didn't do that. So. But anyway, it's a great school. My son went through this school and he loved it, like clearly most of you, all of you do, and it's a very good, gives you a great start in life. So Thanik, what are you doing? Still at school?
Yeah, I'm still at school. I'm doing all 3 sciences taking. So I'm doing biology, chemistry, and physics.
You're going to do something sciencey, or are you going to do medicine, or what? Where are you headed?
Thinking of going to medicine, but I don't really know. I'm probably just gonna go. I'm good at biology and chemistry. I'm just gonna stick with that until something happens, I guess.
Okay, well, you could put your short to Felix if you want to get into biology, because he's a career biologist by the looks of it, which is great.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Sure.
Which is nice, and that's terrific. And Toby, what are you planning to do?
Probably physics or math, so something in between. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're good with the numbers. Then if you can do physics.
Yeah. Yeah. Physics. Yeah.
Cool, those equations, stuff like that. Oh, nice. Okay. It's funny watching you zooming on a bus and seeing the background going around. Oh, cool.
Yeah. I have to leave really soon, so I think yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so it's lovely. Oh gosh, I haven't seen Thanik, I haven't seen your friend Felix. I haven't seen it. 2008 you graduated, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It has been a long time. Yeah.
That's very nice that you come because honestly, most students when they leave, you literally don't see them again unless sometimes you bump into them randomly.
Yeah.
Maybe you're on holiday or something like that. You go to some event and then you suddenly see them. Or, but
Yeah, because I was like in UK for almost 10 years, so I didn't have the chance to like visit South Island.
Oh, that's right. If I've known you, I could have met you in Exeter, because like when we used to be able to travel back to UK, it was like literally like
right.
an hour down the motorway to Exeter. It's always nice.
Yeah.
I'm always
it's a lovely city to study and to live.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah.
So, excellent. Very nice too. Yeah.
How do I stay in contact with you, Mr. Morris? Like, is there any way that do you have an email or something?
Anyone else say to them in contact? I'll put my personal email address now on the chat. Is that okay to do that?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do that, Eva?
Yeah. Please do.
What's
Do you, or there's an option you can register on Years of Connect, and people can also contact you through that. But no harm to put your email address also here. So that people...
I'm about to press the button now. There's no going back. Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
Oh, you Yahoo Mail.
Yeah. All right. So I think Eva's suggesting that I should register on ESF Connect.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, I'm not very technical. You can tell that that's kind of quite difficult for me to do.
If you have problem registering, feel free to email me, call me.
That's fine.
Okay. So any other questions, comments, messages to Mr. Morris? If no, then let's end today's live chat, and feel free to view the video today again on ESF Connect.
Right, guys, lovely to see you all. Okay, take care and have good life. Stay in touch. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Mr. Morris.
Everybody.
Thanks for everything, Mr. Morris.
All right.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Okay.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye. Thanks, Eva.
Thank you very much for doing this.
Bye.
No worries. No, oh, Felix, so nice. Nice to see you all. That's good.